The currency of focus. The greatest currency in today's world isn't money. It's focus. Everyone wants it, but almost no one has it. Because in a world full of noise, focus has become rare, and rare things are valuable. Every second, something is trying to steal your attention: notifications, opinions, algorithms, distractions. And every time you give in, you're paying with the most expensive thing you own, your mind. That's why you feel scattered. Not because you lack motivation, but because your attention is being divided 1,000 times a day. The truth is simple: you can't build a powerful life with a distracted mind. Focus is the foundation of everything: discipline, success, peace, progress. Without focus, effort gets diluted. Time gets wasted. Energy gets lost in motion without meaning. That's why some people work all day and achieve nothing, while others do more in one focused hour than most do in a week. The difference isn't intelligence, it's attention. But here's the problem: no one ever taught us how to focus. We were taught how to work harder, how to chase more, how to stay busy. But no one ever said this: busyness and productivity are not the same thing. You can be drowning in tasks and still be nowhere closer to your goals. Focus isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing it completely. It's about choosing what matters and saying no to everything that doesn't. That's the system no one taught you. That focus isn't found. It's built. Focus begins with clarity. If you don't know what matters most, everything will feel urgent. Most people don't lack focus, they lack priorities. They wake up and react to the world instead of leading their own day. But once you know what you're aiming for, distractions lose their power. Because focus isn't about fighting distractions, it's about removing the need for them. The real focus system isn't external. It's internal. It's the ability to command your mind to serve your purpose instead of your impulses. And it starts with one decision: to stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. Because a mind that's focused can do in 1 year what a distracted mind can't do in 10. Reclaiming the mind focus isn't a switch you turn on. It's a muscle, one that weakens every time you let distractions win. Every time you grab your phone out of boredom, every time you scroll just to escape silence, you're training your brain to crave chaos. And chaos destroys clarity. But here's the truth most people miss: distraction isn't your enemy. It's your default. We live in a world that profits off your attention. Every ping, every buzz, every notification is designed to keep you reactive instead of intentional. Because a distracted person is easy to control. But a focused person? They're unstoppable. If you want to build focus, you have to reclaim your mind from everything that feeds off it. Start by creating friction. Silence your notifications. Schedule your distractions instead of letting them schedule you. If you check your phone 200 times a day, make it 50. Then 20. Then 5. Focus isn't about perfection, it's about protection. Protect your time. Protect your attention. Protect your peace. Because your peace is your power. The next step is training your mind to do one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth. It's not multitasking. It's rapidly switching focus, and every switch drains your mental battery, leaving you exhausted but unproductive. Instead, give your full attention to one thing, one task, one thought, one goal. When you do, something incredible happens: you enter flow. That deep state where time disappears, your thoughts align, and you feel completely alive in what you're doing. That's not luck, that's focus. And it can be trained. Start small. Read for 20 minutes without your phone nearby. Write, journal, or work with no music, no notifications, no noise. At first, it will feel impossible. Your brain will beg for stimulation. That's not boredom, it's withdrawal. You're detoxing from distraction. Stay with it. Each time you resist the urge to check out, you strengthen the muscle of focus. Each day you protect that focus, you sharpen your edge. Because the truth is, you don't need more time. You need more focus within the time you already have. 2 hours of pure, undistracted effort can change your entire life in 90 days. That's the system no one teaches. Not an app. Not a planner. Not another hack. Just mastery of attention, the rarest and most valuable skill in the modern world. The still mind in a loud world. When you start mastering focus, the world around you doesn't get quieter, you do. Because real focus isn't about eliminating noise. It's about staying still inside it. The world will always be loud. There will always be something pulling at your attention, a new trend, a new crisis, a new distraction disguised as urgency. But focus is the ability to look at all that chaos and say, I choose what deserves my energy. That's when you become powerful, because a focused person can't be manipulated. They can't be distracted. And they can't be stopped. But here's the secret few ever understand: focus isn't just about productivity. It's about identity. Every time you choose to focus, you remind yourself who you are. You remind yourself what you value, what you stand for, and what you're building. Focus gives your life direction. Without it, you're just reacting. With it, you're creating. Most people drift through life reacting to everything around them: a notification, a message, a problem that isn't even theirs, and they call it being busy. But busyness isn't productivity. And movement isn't progress. Focus is what separates the two. When you focus deeply, your thoughts align with your actions. Your actions align with your goals. And your goals align with your purpose. That's when momentum begins to build. You stop chasing 100 things halfway and start mastering one thing completely. And mastery creates peace. Because there's nothing more freeing than being locked in on what truly matters. You stop comparing. You stop doubting. You stop wasting energy on distractions that don't move you forward. And suddenly, life begins to flow again, not because the world changed, but because you did. The most focused people you admire weren't born that way. They were built. Built through repetition. Through awareness. Through the discipline of saying no, not once, but every day. Focus is saying no to the good so you can say yes to the great. Every yes you give to something meaningless is a no to something meaningful. Focus is your filter. And the tighter your filter, the cleaner your life becomes. Because when you master focus, you master energy. When you master energy, you master time. And when you master time, you master life. Life isn't measured in years, it's measured in attention. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If your attention is scattered, your life will be too. But if your attention is clear, your path will be too. That's not luck. That's clarity. That's what real focus creates. Protecting the power. The hardest part about focus isn't finding it, it's keeping it. Because once you start building focus, the world will test you. It'll whisper distractions disguised as opportunities. It'll throw noise at you, dressed as urgent. It'll tempt you to break your rhythm, to go back to the chaos you once escaped. But this is where mastery begins. Focus isn't tested when things are calm. It's tested when everything around you is screaming for your attention. And in that storm, you'll have to remember, not everything deserves a reaction. Protecting your focus is an act of self-respect. Because the moment you stop letting everyone and everything steal your attention, you start living life on your own terms again. You learn to say no without guilt. You learn to rest without shame. You learn that peace isn't laziness, it's power. Because peace is where focus lives. And focus is where progress begins. That's the system no one teaches. Focus isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing it completely. When you give something your full attention, you give it power to grow. And when you scatter your attention too thin, everything starves, including your potential. The truth is, focus is freedom. It's the freedom to choose where your energy goes. The freedom to build without noise. The freedom to create without permission. Once you control your focus, you control your time. Once you control your time, you control your results. And once you control your results, you control your life. Everything you've been chasing, clarity, peace, success, isn't out there. It's already within you, waiting behind your focus. You don't need a new plan. You don't need another strategy. You just need to take your mind back. So starting today, slow down. Turn down the noise. Breathe. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do the right thing with your full attention. Because a distracted life is a wasted life. But a focused one? That's a masterpiece. Focus on what matters. Protect it like your peace depends on it, because it does. And when you do, everything that once felt impossible will start falling quietly into place.